warm welcome to another episode of Coach's Commentary. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about the women in blue who got the gold medal in the Asian Games. Obviously, there's a lot of happiness within the team and also for all the fans of the women in blue. They started off this campaign as favorites and they established their supremacy in style. The quarterfinal against Malaysia was rained off, but they qualified for the semi-final against Bangladesh because of their rankings in the ICC ladder. And then in the semi-final, they made light work of Bangladesh with Pooja Vasrakar straight away making it a no contest by picking up wickets in first over and then completing a spell with a haul of 4 wickets. And then, of course, they are left to chase partly a target of 52, and they did it without any fuss at all. So came the final against Sri Lanka, and it was expected to be a tough game, and it was an absorbing game in many ways because the conditions were really challenging. The pitch had become tired, and in fact, when Sri Lanka were chasing their target, puffs of dust were coming out to the surface on a regular basis. But still, the girls put up a good fight. And even though there was a lot of pluck displayed by the middle order batters, Pereira, Ranasinghe, Sri Lanka still fell short of the target. And the women in blue obviously were delighted that they completed the job of not only being labeled as favorites, but also coming out with the gold medal in the end. But the highlight of the tournament to me was the way the medium paces bowled. Pooja Vasrakar obviously lends a lot more value to the side if only she bowls on a regular basis, which she did in the Asian Games. And then Tita Saru, what a fantastic youngster and such talent. And in a short career so far, she's delivered big on big occasions. She did extraordinarily well in the Under 19 World Cup final and here in the final as well. She picked up wickets. She's a great prospect, and obviously she's perhaps going to be one of the big guns in women's cricket in the years to come. But to me, I'm a big fan of a smile once she gets a wicket because that is really disarming, and that's absolutely lovely to see the youngster having a smile after picking up a wicket. She was terrific in the game against Bangladesh as well. She provided good support to Pooja Vasrakar. But what is impressive about Tita Sadhu? Yes, ability is there. We've seen that she can deliver. What is really remarkable about her is a temperament. For somebody to deliver on big occasions without getting carried away or without getting overwhelmed is something everybody has to cherish. And that is what separates the champions from the others. She's shown extraordinary temperament. She's shown a lot of awareness. And the maturity that she's displayed so far in a short career is absolutely unbelievable. Of course, it didn't look like she was making a second appearance when she was rolling over the opponents in the final. She looked like somebody who's been playing international cricket for a long, long time. Of course, we are all delighted that she is come to stay as far as Team India is concerned. And the other pacer, Amanjot Kaur, the all-rounder, obviously. I shouldn't say pacer because she's a multi-dimensional cricketer. She also worked up good pace, and she's deceptive because you wouldn't expect her to generate the pace and the bounce that she did because of her height. But she has that ability to surprise with extra nip and fizz off the pitch. And that is what is always going to pose problems to the batters. Yeah, this is something that was lacking. This is something that the entire system was looking for. I mean, the fast bowlers in the women's circuit. And now that they've found these youngsters, it's time for India to really go on right to the top and stay there for a long time. Yes, of course, the batting looked really good. Smriti Mandana amongst the runs, and she must have obviously got rid of all the demons that people think she has to handle, especially when the spinners bowl first up in the power play. Don't give a pace. But she got runs in the finals, and she's perhaps worked out the fact that she needs to be normal and not really overdo in order to succeed against the spinners in the power play. Shafali Verma was a brutal self at the top of the order, and it was a revelation to see Jamima Rodriguez play the way she did because she has that tendency to try and surpass herself, and in a bid to do so, she does tend to get out early in her innings, trying too many things. But right through the tournament, she displayed a lot of composure, and she looked like she was in a good space mentally because she was very decisive. And when she was on strike and when she was working the ball around or playing those big shots on those tricky tracks, it looked like a different surface altogether. Such was her mastery, such was her form, and I sincerely hope that she carries on to be in the same space mentally in the future games as well, because that's when she's at her best, and she has a lot to contribute to the women's team in the future in all the formats. All in all, it was a clinical performance from the women in blue, and I'm delighted because they've worked very hard over a long period of time. They've gone through a lot of disappointments on big occasions, but they just were superb right through the Asian Games. And this particular impetus was something perhaps they needed, this big tournament coming their way, and them bringing the gold back home. It is perhaps the start of a lot more biggies coming our way. Well done, Harmanpreet Kaur and the rest of the team. And special congratulations to Harmanpreet Kaur because she came out of the ban, and it would have been a fantastic moment for her because the final of the Asian Games happened to be her 100th game as the captain in the T20 format. What better gift can the team give to their captain than winning a gold medal in her 100th game as captain? So, once again, congratulations are in order to everybody who are part of the team, the players, the support staff, and also the people who are helping them prepare in the background as well. And hopefully, we'll have a lot more occasions to celebrate in the future. And I'm sure that this team will only go from strength to strength from here on. On that note, I'd like to wind up this episode once again, congratulating Team India and wishing them all the very best in the future. I'll catch up with you soon, but until I do so, be good and stay safe.